Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's the Political Brown Kid here. And I just want to touch on one subject that I actually saw a video on today. And it was called, Why Are There So Many Single Black Women? And it's funny that that video came up because once again, I keep getting promises or promising leads online dating. And I really have to stop dating online, but I'm not finding anybody out here in the streets. And that's going to be another subject to talk about. But met a female, actually, saw that a female matched with me on a particular dating site. So once again, they say, make contact within the first 24 hours. So of course I reach out, make contact, and listen. I'm not a big, hey, good morning, beautiful. I don't do all that. I don't do the good morning, beautiful. I don't tell women that you know that you're pretty. We'll get into those compliments later on once we start dating. But I'm not going to say good morning, beautiful to you. I'm not going to hit you with what you doing or WYD. I don't talk like that. My thing is, I like to send messages like, hello, glad we connected online. Nice to meet you. I'd like to know a little bit more about yourself. Or I may say, in this particular case, I said, hey, today's, off today, um, going to probably be ripping and running, but, be good that if, you and I could talk, maybe, set up a lunch or dinner date, look forward to talking to you. Something like that. And then I sent the second message right below that said, but if that's too soon, no, in that first message, I was like, but if exchanging numbers is too soon, I'm fine texting on this platform. And then in the next message I sent, and I just said, well, so just tell me a little bit about yourself. And then she unmatched with me. And this is not the first time that this has happened. If you go back and check my blogs and check all of my videos, you'll see that has happened to me at least 4 times where I send a, hey, hello, how you doing? Glad we met, boom, and then the girl will just unmatch. And I guess I'm just a lame, I don't know what you want to call it, but I guess, I'm just a total loser for whatever it is that I wrote. But all I'm just writing is, hey, how you doing? Glad we, linked up online, and then I kind of go into a little spiel. But that's been kind of like the thing that's been running across. And then I said, well, dang, I came at her, but these women, they claim that, this is my 4th or 5th time trying this dating thing out online. I'm about to quit because dating online is toxic. They keep saying there's P in the dating, but well, what do you want? I mean, I don't know how to approach you. If you want me to just immediately, just come out and say, I'm going to grab you and take you from behind and do all this, I probably get a great response from that. Women will probably be like, ooh, he's so exciting. I just don't understand it, but I'm digressing. But it leads me into, I think why so many females are single. Number one, it's their choices. They're the ones who choose who gets their foot in the door. We can, we make a pitch, and then they choose who they want to continue the relationships with. And a part of why Black women are single is because they make the choice to say, he's not cool enough, or he's not this, he's not that. So they immediately just cut off conversation with you. So it's the choices, your initial selection of who you're looking at trying to date. You got to stop trying to date the elite pretty boys. We get it. And, maybe I'm advocating for the regular man because I'm a regular man, but I mean, I don't know how you want me to come at you online. That's why I say I'm better off when we exchange numbers. I can talk all day. Like, what do you want to talk about? I can rap and I can talk about various subjects, but I can't help you. Like, but if I'm typing, like, what do you want me to say? So why are you just immediately cutting off conversation? The second reason too why Black women are single, it's kind of leads into what I just mentioned. They have zero tolerance for anything. It's like they cut people off and write people off immediately. As soon as someone does the slightest thing that just turns them off or they don't like, they just turn people off. And I've ran into a few females that I've talked to actually. And matter of fact, one was an ex-girlfriend of mine that we just start talking as friends. But she lets me know, And she's cut me off a few times. Like she's discontinued being my friend, literally. And then 3 months later, she'll pop back up like nothing has happened. And I find that to be odd behavior because I don't conduct myself like that. It's amazing how you can yell at me, you can, be aggressive and do the things that you do. But if someone does anything not even halfway that bad to you, you just get mad and cut and write people off. And this is what these females do. And just similar to that other female, she didn't even give me a chance. Maybe my pitch was lame. I don't know what it was. I don't know how else, somebody can say hello on the internet over the online. But I didn't come at you in any vulgar way. But for whatever reason, they get turned off. They don't give things a chance to say, well, that approach wasn't that great, but maybe, let me give him, a few other chances to, redeem himself. Well, I think black women do not they do not stick around long enough. And like I said too, I've had another female that I was talking to, and she literally told me that she cut her mother off because of something that her mother did, and I was just like, okay. And then she's like, and I'm fine with that. I'm fine. And they always say the same thing. I'm fine with cutting people out of my life, and I'm fine with it. And I'm just kind of like, wow. I just personally for myself, not to try and say I like to keep toxic people around, but if it's like certain people that like, if it's not that big of a deal, if somebody didn't try to have me off in life or something crazy or insane, my thing is some situations can be repaired and certain things aren't that bad. You have to learn how to shrug certain things off. But black females just don't do it. They hold grudges and they just cut people off for the slightest things. They just get rid of people out of their life. So that was the second thing that I've noticed. And that's why they're single. Another reason why they're single is, and I'll say this one right now, and probably should have saved it for last, but the one reason is they just want to be single. A lot of black females don't want a man, particularly females that are in their 40s. Once females hit their mid 30s, 40s, they don't want a man. They really do not want to be with a man. They want to be with a man temporarily for like 30 minutes. They want a man for 30 minutes, 45 minutes. These women, black females, have become dudes. They are very manly in their thought process. What I mean by that is you look at most black females, and you can even watch Kendra G. Watch Kendra G's show, which I do. I enjoy watching her show. And if you look at any of the date naps, they're all never been married. They all have degrees. They've never been married. And they have kids. And it's kind of like, well, how is that possible? Like you have kids, but you've never been married. All of you have kids and you've never been married, And there's nothing wrong with the degree. I'm not trying to say that there's anything wrong with the degree, but I'm just trying to say, look at what the priority is. The priority is education, children, and a man is marriage, a union I can do with or without it. They just want the baby. And you look at now, women are just going to in vitros and they're just doing black women. Now, black women have gotten into the sperm banks. Black people, period, do everything that white people do. White people have been going to cigar lounges forever. Now, black people, that's the main thing black people want to do is go to a cigar lounge. Black people want to play golf. White women started wearing pajama pants out in public. Now, black women have carried it on to a new level with the pajama pants and the bonnets. Everything that they do, we follow up with. But black women do not want a man. You have to understand, like I said, when the black women in their 20s, possibly. But when these women start having babies, they're like, well, I already have the child. I have my career. The only thing I have my own house. I have my own car. I'm self-sufficient. I have all my babies. My shop is closed. I'm not having any more kids. Because my kids are almost grown, and once they out the door, I'm going to go live my life and have my fun. They sound like Jody's mom and baby boy. Mama got to have life too. And so what they do is once they hit their, like I said, their 30s, all they want is a man for is temporary companionship. All they want is for, that's why you hear these women say he has to have a passport. Why? Because they're too lazy or they can't get along with their girlfriends to travel out the country with their girlfriends. They just want a travel partner. They don't want a partner. They just want somebody to travel with and to spend time with. Another quick example to show you how this is true, and the female just did this to me this morning. Quote unquote friend, and I don't even know how I call this girl a friend. They always call me when they're driving in their car going to or from a destination. And then once they arrive at their destination, well, I'll talk to you later, because women don't know how to sit in a car and just sit in a car in silence. They can't do anything in silence. They always have to be entertained. So anytime I get a call, it's them in a car and they're going to the bank, or they're going here, they're going there. And then once they get to their destination, I'm going to call you back, and you never hear back from them until weeks later. And they go wash, rinse, repeat when they want to tell you something, and they just have the time to just babble in the car. But that's what these women are doing. They're just using us to occupy their time to entertain them. All they want to be is entertained. And that's why you see on these dating apps, you'll see a lot of women say, we got to be friends first. No sex. If that's all you looking for, keep scrolling, because all I want is a friend. Because what's going on is they already have somebody that they have as a sexual buddy, but that person is lame. He's probably just coming over just to hit it. He's not taking her out. He don't want to take her out, but she'll allow him to just come over. And trust me, I have a female that was like that was trying to use me for her emotional and financial entertainment. So all they want is they want you to be the guy that romances them, takes them out to free dinners, takes them out and entertains them, walk around downtowns with them, not even holding their hand, just walking around and showing them out and driving them around in life. And then they leave you and tell you how celibate they are. And then they leave you, and then dude comes over later on at night, and he gets the benefits. He gets to have the intimate benefits, while all you did was waste out your time, drive and put wear and tear on your car, and then you wasted your money. And then she emotionally plays around with you. That's what's going on. These women do not want a man. So that's probably the biggest thing that I'm going to say here, is that they don't really want one. That's why Black women are single, because they don't want a man. They are comfortable sharing the same male appendage with these other women, because that guy he's either cool, he's fun, he's sexy, he's handsome, whatever the case may be. So he's fulfilling her and satisfying her, her carnal, or, that raw, sexual need that she has. And then she just wants the other guy just for emotional support and entertainment. So that's why they're single, because they're single by choice. Now, for those females that claim that they do want a man, another reason would be why they don't have a man is because they don't make themselves available. And what I mean by that is, when you watch Black females when they go out, I was just watching a video online the other day, and it was from it was a video, but it had all white women in it. It was about 3 of them. And they were all talking about, I'm going out by myself to sit down at the bar. Now, they all struck out. They all didn't have good luck, because they were saying basically no guy wants to talk to them. But the key word in there is they all went out by themselves. When you see Black women go out, they go out to the bar, and it's 4 or 5 of them in a pack. They never do anything by themselves. They always have to be with someone else to laugh and giggle with, and they just can't be by themselves and go into a bar and just sit down and just look available. They will not do it. Or even if you go out with your friend, they won't go with their friend and then separate and be like, okay, well, I'm going to sit here and then you sit there, and we're just going to sit and look available. They don't do it. They don't go anywhere and look available. They don't look approachable. You look at a Black female, I mean, and I think this all comes from us. We all grew up in a city. I'm in a city too, so I guess we all just have that resting face that's just, it's probably from our environment. I don't know. But they just don't look available, and they don't act available when they're out in public. They look like and act like they do not want to be bothered. And especially when you read the posts online, the reason why men aren't approaching is because, trust me, men are on online dating apps. So we see it. We see the comments, the women they're writing on their bios. Look at you and look at me. Make sure that it makes sense. So what do you think a guy's taking from that? He's taking it that She only wants top flight elite looking dudes approaching her. But how do we know that we're not top flight and elite? We're just looking at you saying, this is what I want, and I'm going to shoot my shot. But if women are just going to give us crap and basically saying that you're not in my league to talk to me, then now guys are second guessing whether they should even be approaching a woman in the first place. So that's another thing. And the final thing is women just have unrealistic standards that they're trying to meet. And these standards are absolutes. They're unbending. Like I said, you're just watching the show. Kendra G had a female on. It was a teacher. She demands that a guy has to have a passport because she goes out of the country twice a year. Well, okay, well, twice a year is nothing. You're a teacher. You go out of the country twice a year. Go by yourself and I'll see you when you get back. I've got bills to pay. I've got a job. He may not like to travel. He may be the best man for you, but you're going to get rid of him because he won't get a passport or he doesn't have a passport or he has one and doesn't like to travel all like that. But this woman she's a teacher. She doesn't make that much money. Trust me, she doesn't. Trust me, I think she said she makes $66,000 a year. That is not a lot of money. That may be a lot of money for somebody coming out of college. But this lady was in her 30s. That's not a lot of money. And this is no disrespect to teachers, but this is just a reality. It's not a lot of money. And this lady said that she has a whole bunch of student loan debts. So she's prioritizing traveling and partying over paying her student loan debts. So she's unbendable on her requirements. He has to be this tall. He has to be this strong. He has to be chocolate. He has to be, he has to have this passport and he has to do this and he has to do that. He has to be funny and he has to have all of these different traits and qualities, but she doesn't have to have anything. She doesn't, and she just thinks that her reproductive organ is enough. And it's actually not. Especially for women that have kids, because you lose your wall. You really do. A lot of you lose your wall. So you're really not, you're not as valuable as you think that you are. But the women, they have their standards and they say, why should I break it? You can read the comments online. Why should I bend and compromise my standards? My standards are my standards. And that's why they're single. They're single because they're like, in the meantime, I already have somebody coming over to hit this thing off, to dust this thing off whenever I want him to dust it off. He comes through on the regular, so I'm fine with what I got going on now. And until the right man comes along, then I'll cut him back. But that's why most of the women are single. It's not like they're single and just celibate. They're single and doing whatever it is they're out here doing in these streets. All of them, they're single, but doing everything under the sun out here in these streets. And they're like, but I don't have a committed partner. And that's the bottom line. And they're like, I'm fine with the way things are for now, but I do want a steady partner. Now, the only way these women will change their mind and change their standards is if the dudes that are coming by dusting them off stop showing up. If all of these guys start cutting these women back and start treating them a certain way, and these women start losing, the thing that's scratching their itch, then they'll compromise. But until then, they won't. So that's me, the political brown kid, giving my take on it. Let me know what you think. Please drop your comments in the comment section. Definitely hit the like and subscribe button. And once again, everybody take care and be safe.